Hi, HTCers. My name is Amy Laster, and I am the owner and director of Holistic Therapists and Consulting in Athens, Georgia. And I just wanted to talk to you this morning about ADHD in adults and kids. It's a new school year, it's September, and I think it's an important topic that we cover. As parents, we see in a lot of different things from our kids, and we always want to find the best ways to support them. So let's talk about what that looks like. So in kids, it's September, we're starting homework, and it can be really challenging to do that. So some things that we might see in our children is playing with a pencil, moving around in their seat. I know at my house, sometimes my kids look like they are literally bouncing in their seat because they have so much energy and they've been working so hard at school to sit still and pay attention and follow the rules. So that is one way ADHD may present itself inside your home. Forgetting books a lot at school is another excellent way that your ADHD may present in your kids. It's not because they don't care. It's not because they're just lazy or want to tick you off. It's literally they can't remember because they missed it. When their teacher was talking about it, or they missed it when their teacher was reminding them. So forgetting books a lot at school, papers a lot at school, that is one way that ADHD may present in your kids. Talking out of class or not letting others respond because it's that impulse control, right? They're like, oh no, I know the answer, and they start talking before they even, before the teacher even calls on them or calls on another student. So that is another way that ADHD may present in kids, is that impulsive behavior, like they literally cannot help themselves. Another thing that actually I think presents more in girls than boys, though boys are certainly capable of this, is incessant talking. I love it when kids are chattering and telling me all about their day. I think it's fantastic. I love to hear all about it. It can be a struggle for me because sometimes I'm tired. But again, that incessant talking, kind of not knowing when to end the conversation or not knowing when to pause or stop, that can be that impulsive behavior. So those are things to look for in your ADHD and potentially ADHD. In kids, one of the ways and one of the things I've heard teachers describe over and over again is, when your child's being described as a daydreamer. Or that, he just kind of drifts off in class, or she just kind of wanders off and starts staring off into space, right? So that is another way that ADHD can present in the classroom. And so if you hear your teachers, consistently across grades, making this description, don't be afraid to, ask for some more information. Start asking them what else they notice, because these are important things that we don't want to miss. So now let's move on to talking about adults with ADHD. And this can present differently, though I think sometimes some of it is similar. Wiggling in your seat, having trouble sitting through a meeting. Do you have to have something in your hand because you just happen to notice that helps you focus better? One thing that I see come up a lot is if you are persistently late because you are trying to cram too many things in a short period of time, that can also be an indication of ADHD. Missing simple mistakes in reports and projects, and I'm thinking largely about written reports. Somebody you need somebody to come up behind you when you're writing a paper, so that they can catch the small little mistakes that you miss, like a comma here, a letter there, you miss a letter in a sentence, and that's just something that you need somebody else to do for you because you consistently miss those mistakes. Leaving tasks undone and moving on to another project. This for adults, this can be as simple as taking out the trash, setting it down, and then starting to wash the dishes because you were like, ooh, dirty dish. And then you just go and you start washing it. and the trash can isn't relined, the trash is still sitting there, not taken out, to your outside trash can, that can be a symptom of ADHD. Knowing what to do and having trouble to finding the energy to do it. I see this a lot in adults. When I'm working with people in the therapy room, people who have been working really hard, they've really been making strides, but they're still struggling to find that motivation to complete that task or to reach that goal. And we're doing lots of things right, and we're still not seeing the bump that we need, through exercise and meditation and even medication management, because we have to, it's been decided previously that, oh, you're struggling with anxiety. Well, actually, if you're struggling with that motivation factor in your life and you're not really quite sure what's going on, and you've been diagnosed with anxiety and things like that, ADHD can present a lot like anxiety. And that's when we get into the differential diagnosis, and I'm getting a little bit into the lingo for professionals, but ADHD for adults can look like a lot of different things. In adults, it can look like depression, right? Because we're talking about that lack of motivation. It can look like anxiety, right? Because we're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, right? We're talking about trouble organizing and starting tasks. And, that persistently being late, we start to think, oh, well, maybe I don't want to go. I must be a little bit, I must be feeling a little socially anxious. And all of that can be true. However, it can also be ADHD. And so it's really important that if you feel like you're struggling with these things, if you see your child struggling with these things, don't be afraid to go and get testing. Don't be afraid to, find a psychologist in your area, in your community, who can help you assess those things. That's their job. Their job is to help run tests, to ask you a whole lot of questions, and, to assess and help you figure out, is this depression? Is this anxiety? Or is this ADHD? Or do you actually have a little bit of all three? It could be any of those things, and that is why it's so important to go and talk to a psychologist and allow them to help you figure out what's going on. Let the professionals and the experts step in and help you figure out what's going on. It's their job. It's what they like to do. That's why they went to school for so many years. And, it can be a really powerful tool to really help you identify what's going on, because when we start treating the right thing, and when we start really working and addressing the right thing in therapy, through medication management, if that is a choice that you make, you are going to get so much more out of your life, and you're going to start creating and building the life that you want. And of course, that's what we all want. So don't be afraid to go out there. Find a psychologist in your area who can assist you. We're going to have some more tips placed with this video, so don't be afraid to go check out those tips. And I hope that you're having a great day, and I hope that you take care of yourself, and I hope that you have a lovely day. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.